Every fire department likes to say they're the best in the world, but how do you prove or disprove that premise?
CPSC stands for the Center for Public Safety Excellence. We're an organization that was created about 15 years ago to provide models to fire and emergency services organizations to improve service levels. We do that through two models. For organizations, we provide accreditation, so fire departments can apply and go through an accreditation process. And for the leaders in the fire and emergency services, we provide models for professional development through our credentialing programs.
A credentialed fire chief, really what it means is that there's been a formalized process that I have gone through and basically taken a look at my education, my experience, all the different things that I bring as a tenured fire officer, and they've been evaluated against a standardized set of rules, if you will, and I have met those rules.
The accreditation process in partnership with things like the Center for Performance Measurement at ICMA are things that allow an administrator to begin to judge how best to use the resources and how best to target those within the fire service to make their communities the safest they can be.
For a department to become accredited, they go through a process, depending on whether they're career or volunteer, that lasts anywhere from 18 to 24 months. During that 18 to 24 months, they're doing a guided self-assessment against our model, the accreditation model, or if it's an individual in the credentialing program, our credentialing model. It takes about 800 to 1,000 man-hours.
The hazard risk evaluation process goes through to make you look at your community. It's not that we can continue to do things as we've always done them as a fire department. It looks at what are the unique hazards in the community to evaluate what resources you have to respond to those hazards.
I think that the taxpayers continue to demand more and more. They want to know that what they're spending for all their government services is being used effectively and efficiently. This is simply a tool to be able to prove that to them.
Once they're completed with the self-assessment, then we send in a team of peer assessors. These are impartial third-party assessors. They're actually volunteers for our organization that come in and verify and validate the results of the agency's self-assessment.
I think accreditation is definitely a soul-searching process. I think it's also a journey where it takes the fire chief and all of the department members through this process of learning about the department collectively.
All local governments today are facing extraordinarily difficult financial times, and so the accreditation process provides an opportunity for departments to continuously learn about new practices and approaches in the fire service. So everybody's going to have to be more effective in the use of their resources as we go forward, and increasingly the accreditation process may provide that vehicle for departments to continually re-examine what they do.
This entire vision that was created some 15 years ago has grown to really raise the professional bar in the fire and emergency medical services. Now when fire chiefs talk to city managers, we talk on the same level about our outcomes and our processes and procedures, where before we had a disconnect. And so I think this entire process over the last few years and going into the future will certainly make the fire and rescue services better and will help us work with our city and county managers so that we can meet the goals of the community.
As a result of the recession and economic downturn, we're realizing today things are not going back to the way they used to be. There's going to be a new normal. Our industry is talking about what is the new normal and how do we decide what the new normal is, how do we evaluate to determine what the new normal is.
Technology is changing the way we respond to incidents. It could be through computer-aided dispatch. It could be through the mobile computers on the fire apparatus. It can be in thermal image cameras in search operations. There are any number of things communications-wise that are going to be in place. Accreditation takes those technology things and starts to plug them into the process of planning to say, how can we use technology?
Accreditation and credentialing are the tools. They're not the outcome. They're ways to achieve a goal, and the goal is to improve the quality of service.
On behalf of the ICMA Executive Board and the ICMA staff, we'd like to congratulate the Commission for 15 years of extraordinary work in providing the guidance for fire departments throughout the country.